I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things, which is riding the waves and pulling out the tent pegs. You see, when we're heading towards whatever success is, whatever our dream is, whatever our big why is for our business, it's not like walking in a straight line. Yeah, there will be stuff that comes at you from all angles, and some of it might be brilliant and some of it might knock you off course. If you stick rigidly to a path, you're going to find very quickly that you are trying too hard and it's not going to work. If instead you imagine it's like steering a ship on the ocean. When you see somebody doing that old-fashioned ship's wheel, yeah, they don't just hold it rigid. There's constant little adjustments, because the currents take you one way, and then there'll be a rip tide that takes you another, and then the wind will take you another. So you have a really clear destination in mind, but the route to get there requires tiny adjustments the whole way. And if you ride those waves and stop trying to push the ocean, because you can't push the ocean, you will get to your destination faster, it'll be more fun, and it'll be easier. So I talk about riding the waves, and the thing is, this route we want to take, this journey, this dream, this vision, this goal, what stops us getting there are the tent pegs that we've banged into the ground on dry land. These tent pegs are like our limiting beliefs, our fears, our old excuses, the things that we worry about. And if you've got a belief, for example, if I can't get there, that's a really big tent peg to have holding your boat back. It's like you're still tethered, so you create this internal tension. There's a bit of you that wants to sail the ship and ride the waves. There's a bit of you that's saying, I'm not letting go of this tent peg. And if we're feeding that limiting belief, it's like we're banging in a bigger and bigger and bigger tent peg every time we feed it. That's going to mean it's harder and harder and harder to get to that goal. If you become a puller outer of tent pegs, of spotting the things that are keeping you stuck, I can't do this because that's your tent pegs. Start with the ones that you're defending the most. Yeah, so for example, an incredibly common one I see in my gorgeous clients is, I can't do this because I don't have enough time. I myself was using it at 3 o'clock this morning. I really want to do an amazing job for you finishing the mastermind. We've got the summer school starting. I go on holiday for 2 weeks in a couple of weeks. It's the end of term soon, which is always a crazy week. I've got all sorts of amazing stuff I'm doing for work, including some webinars and masterclasses. And I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning going, I don't have enough time. So this ship I've got is really quite happily riding the waves, and it's tweaking, and I can feel direction changing when I need it to. I'm banging in the tent peg of I don't have enough time, and that tent peg grows and grows and grows, because the stronger the ocean pulls me towards the dream, the more I have to defend the tent peg to stop me getting there. Now if I just said, my magic thing about time is I'm grateful for the time I have, and in this moment I have enough time. And in fact, I want to show you something here. I have such a time issue. I even got myself a clock made. Okay? Which way around do I need to twiddle that? Here you go. Right here, right now, I have all the time I need. And that brings me back on course, because I know that one of my biggest tent pegs is time. And allowing tasks to expand to the time that I have, rather than being really focused. I'm brilliant at starting things and getting distracted. So, right here, gosh, it's so weird doing that in reverse. Right here, right now, I have all the time I need. That's how I pull out that tent peg. Some days I might pull out that tent peg 20 times, but that's okay. If I pull out that tent peg, and it's not about getting rid of the tent peg, it's about saying, you know what, I don't want to be tied to that anymore. I don't want to be stuck with that anymore. Ask yourself the magic question, what do I want instead? So for me on time, what do I want instead? I want to feel relaxed knowing there actually is enough time. And actually knowing that if some of it doesn't get done, the world will still turn. Because keeping the world turning is one of the things that I'm not responsible for. Let the tent peg go. And when you do, you might want to cut the ties to it, or you might want to imagine yourself pulling it out. And if you need someone in your mind to go with you who's big and strong to pull the tent peg out, great. Feed the what do I want instead of feeding the tent peg, because that will take you on your ocean wave much, much faster. When that happens, breakthroughs happen, And when your breakthroughs happen, you need to pull out your tent pegs. Otherwise, this conflict that happens inside is going to cause you stress. So, my invitation to you for the rest of this week is start spotting the tent pegs and choosing which ones to let go of. And actually, if you find a tent peg that you really, really can justify holding on to, and your body will tell you this, ask your body, do I need to keep this tent peg? Let me know. Because I haven't yet come across a tent peg that I can justify keeping when I really asked myself from my heart. So if you have, please tell me. So there you go. Ride the waves, pull out the tent pegs, trust and take inspired action. That is my formula for success. And I'd love to hear how you get on with this. There's a discussion thread here. Come and see me over at the forum. I hope you have a fantastic week.